Thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Beth Ann. I'm the owner and founder of Nomadic Cowgirl, and I'm a visionary framework strategist specializing in business launch, maximizing efficiency, and building functional websites for the small business owner. I'm going to drop my information in the chat so you guys have it. But I also wanted to ask, now, Lynn, you can't answer this question because you and I were on your website last week, but for the rest of you, when was the last time that you were on your own website and actually looked at it, looked at the information on there?
5 minutes ago.
Okay.
An hour ago.
Anyone else?
I'm redoing mine since last week I started back to work. So yeah, I'm on mine today.
Okay. And
Yeah.
Kim is building hers. So yesterday. Jenny, how about you?
My website is the bane of my existence. It is. It's WordPress, and it is not user friendly at all. But I understand why you should use WordPress. And as somebody who promotes themselves as a writer and stuff, I'm constantly messing with mine. But my templates are weird, and there's like a giant picture of me when you log on, which I don't want, but like that's how the template is. I don't know how to change it. So I'm on there all the time bemoaning. This is not what I want.
I actually refuse to work in WordPress because it is like the least user friendly, and as like a small business owner, it is really hard to manage that on your own because you really have to be techie and you have to keep up on all the updates and everything else. I work a lot in GoDaddy and Wix, and I know a lot of people have a lot of bad things to say about GoDaddy, but it has been the easiest platform to be able to teach the small business owners to be able to go in and make their own simple modifications. And they're like a giant powerhouse. Groove, I need to look into that one. They're a giant powerhouse, so I don't have to worry about them like going under if we have another pandemic or anything like that. I love supporting the small business people, just not in hosting my website because I don't want it to go down and have to rebuild it. What do I use in GoDaddy? The website and marketing package is what I use, and then just pick whatever package is best fit for the client. So not Miss Colleen, but is there anyone else that would be willing to allow themselves to be audited today for an online audit on their website? I want to do one of you guys live. So
oh,
like
you guys are so
nominating yourself.
lucky. You have to say yes. Like that is so lucky.
And Lynn, you can't because I built your website. Sorry. Jenny, are you up for it?
Oh, geez. Yeah, but let me just tell you, I know it's not what it needs to be. So I'll just claim it.
That's totally fine. If you're okay with me kind of ripping it apart a little bit, and you won't hold it against me.
Totally changing the name of my website too to get away from the admin part. But what do you need to know?
If not, Kim offered up hers, so if it makes you too uncomfortable, but I will gladly do either one of you. I just won't do Colleen because I know hers would be like a multiple hour one because I know she has a big online presence. So
yeah, it's fine. What do you need to know?
Okay, so if you want to drop your website into the chat.
This is so much fun. I love interaction ones.
My chat box. Okay, let's see.
And where do you live?
I am in Southern Indiana.
Okay.
That's me right there with the.
Is this you? Okay. And then let me come back. So the Versatile Admin, that's the name of your business?
Currently, yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. So when we pull her up, there's pictures of her. Pictures, as long as you're doing it correctly, are always like the first thing that show up, which is great. And then the owner and chief word nerd, love that. So LinkedIn is quite often the first thing that pops up for most people. So I highly, highly recommend if you're not on LinkedIn, get on LinkedIn, build yourself your own personal profile, and build it to the best of your abilities. Like take a screenshot of everybody's name here today and go in and find them on LinkedIn and send a friend request and follow them and all that stuff. So then we have Instagram, we have Twitter, Wikipedia, Facebook. You are not the Emmy award-winning journalist though, I don't think.
No, that's not me.
Okay.
Yeah, my website's probably 40 pages back, so.
Okay, so we're gonna put in Indiana and see what comes up here. Perfect.
Yeah, there it is. You just scroll past it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Your website, perfect. Your LinkedIn, of course, is always first. Is this isn't you here, I'm guessing? The reason
Yeah,
it
former
is?
job.
Okay. And did you know that was still showing up on there?
It was just a announcement that I went to work for them.
Okay. In 2015. And are you still working there or no?
No, thank God.
Okay, perfect. All right, so there's nothing scary on here. I don't know when the last time you Googled yourself was, but I highly recommend everybody go in and Google yourself. I mean, if you're going to start dating or something, you Google whoever you're going on a date with. So Google yourself, make sure there's nothing scary out there that you need to try to deal with. So let's go ahead and we're going to dive into your website. And I'm going to click back onto the home screen here. And okay, perfect. So we're looking at the home screen and we want to look first. We have like 5 seconds. In the first like 3 to 5 seconds, can you tell what Jenny does? And if anyone has any questions at any time through here, please just unmute yourself and ask. Don't hold it till the end. Stop me in my tracks. But if anyone wants to unmute, can you tell me what she does within the first like 5 seconds of looking at her page?
She creates content or copy.
Is that correct?
I do.
Okay, perfect. Donna, did you have something to say too?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. She's a copywriter. I
Perfect.
knew right away. Yeah.
Okay.
I was reading versatile admin up here.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to rebrand and I don't know how to get that off is why it's still there. I go to the back end and I can't find that, so.
Okay. That your WordPress, so I can't help you there. I'm sorry.
It's probably a picture.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Then we're gonna scroll down the yes, please. So I'm actually gonna open the link in a new tab. Did that not go? Okay. So she automatically has like the first button right on front, schedule some time with me. That is perfect. You don't want to be having someone hunt around your website to try and see like how to schedule time with you or how to get a hold of you. So it's right front on the home screen. Perfect. I would recommend cropping this picture so that you don't have to scroll down quite so far.
Well, I don't know how to manipulate that stupid template, so.
Yeah.
But write it down because someone may be able to help you with it. So I would write down some of these things, Jenny, so that you know what to do with them.
Yeah.
The picture with the coffee cup is what I want to go smaller there, but somebody's gonna have to help me do that.
Yeah. I love that everything here starts with D and it's all in caps. So like you're yelling, but you're not yelling. You're getting your point across really quickly. Right here, you're telling everybody like, these are the problems I solve. And so like front and center, either your mission statement or what problems you solve. That's what you want here. So like, why would I want to reach out to her? Because she can solve these problems for me. If you have that buried somewhere further on your website, that's not helping you any. So then we see she does proofreading. And then I'm going to guess, normally I would go through and I would be reading all of this with a fine tooth comb to make sure there's no misspellings or misuse of words or anything, but you're a proofreader. So I'm going to guess that you're like spot on here. Proof it. So where's this going to lead me to? Do you know?
I think it just goes to,
Okay.
Well,
Your services.
where I thought it went.
That's okay. So it goes to your services. Your copy editing, edit it, should hopefully go to your services as well. It does. Perfect. Okay, and are those your only two services?
Those are the main two that I'm really trying to
They need to
promote.
Okay, perfect. All right. Hopefully I'm not making you dizzy here. Sorry. One of the first things that I do anytime I'm doing an audit here, click to read my follow the language newsletter. If somebody has a sign up, the first thing I'm going to do is go in there, click, I'm going to sign myself up because I want to see if I get an automatic email right away saying, welcome to my community and my newsletter. And I want to make sure you're shaking your head no.
Oh, get
And I wanna
one
make-
because I don't know how to do that. Oh my gosh.
Okay. So this is like the number one overlooked thing that I see is people create this automation and they never update it. So I have gone in and signed up for this and it would give me, it literally referred to like 2012 when they first opened their business and whatever event they were having. And I'm like, dude, we're in 2023, like you have to update this stuff. So definitely make sure that your welcome email is updated to your current information. So is this here and this here the same?
This goes to the page that you can click and actually read them.
Oh, okay.
But the sign up is in the footer on every page, I believe.
Got it. Perfect. Definitely. That's perfect. And I like that you have a link to read your newsletters too. So is that this as well up here in the main? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And then I love that you have again in your footer, click here to get on my calendar. You have all of your contact information, your Facebook. We're going to pick on you, your Facebook. Awesome. So it went to the right page. And then your LinkedIn. Perfect. Look at you go. Awesome. So the other thing I see is down here, a lot of people like to update their current years for like the copyright for the current year. I prefer to have people put in like, what year did you open your business? Put in like, say you open it. What one?
21.
Okay, so 2021 through 2023. So it shows that you've been open for a while, you're not a brand new business, but that you are on top of it and you are keeping your website up to date with your current information. So it just establishes more of that like online integrity and trust. So, I mean, this is a great homepage. The only other thing I would say, people don't like to read. So you have to be very careful. Your homepage is the first place they go to. So I would almost say shorten this down, especially since you're like linking to your actual services page and make this like 2 sentences. Hit like the main points for copy editing and proofreading and then refer them over to your services page where it gets in depth because I don't want to read a bunch of stuff that I don't care about. And unfortunately, people just don't read anymore. So now we're gonna go look at your my
When
service.
you love to read, you do all the stuff that you like. Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm interested, I'm gonna go find it and I'm gonna go read, but okay. So this, okay, so I would say your alignment here. I thought it was me. I don't,
Oh, it's probably that. It's
oh, it is me. Okay. There we go. Sorry, I'm navigating my Zoom screens all over everywhere too. Okay, so if we're looking at this, I would definitely, if you can make it more user friendly as far as not having all that blank space on this far left side, that would be amazing. But then it goes into the services. I love your spin on words here. You have a great mixture of like lowercase, uppercase, and bolding. So you're really like drawing the eye to all the things that you want people to see, which is great. There's a lot of websites that are just all lowercase. There's no underlines, no bolding, no emphasis. So this really kind of helps draw your eye to the important things. You have pictures embedded through here beautifully, which is nice. Some people either do like all pictures or all words. Does anyone that's on here feel like this is like offensive because it's in all capitals and all bolds? Be honest.
I don't feel like it's offensive, but the minute it's all in all caps, I stop reading.
Okay.
You know, because I'm not looking for the list.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it all caps. They have done website development, and I'm definitely not a fan. I would like to see more bullets. I think people's eyes go to bullets, and that kind of structure, an upper and lower case, to me would be a better use of all those words.
Yeah, and that's been suggested, and it's back to my same problem. It's the template has like this much room and I can't manipulate it, and like the type is like already set. So it's, yeah, it's infuriating, but thank you for confirming that, because I definitely want to do that.
Is this WordPress? Is that what this is?
Yeah, it is. From
Mhm.
hell.
Were you gonna say something? Colleen, nothing to say? You were unmuted there for a second.
I did unmute, but I felt like everyone was saying exactly what I would have said. And I tend to like things that are compartmentalized with different colors and stuff, because then I can kind of, it's easier for me to read this section and that caused something, and then this section. So this was just like everything was exactly the same, and my eyes just glazed over it super fast. That's just how it felt when I looked at it, you know. But then at the same time, I'm jumping back and forth looking at my website, like, what have I screwed up that it needs to be fixed?
Yeah, there is no categories here to draw attention to, like, okay, like here, there's the title, copy editing, and okay, I know what that is, but I'm not interested in that. Okay, let's keep moving.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, or attention span nowadays is so short
Yeah.
that really we have to put some hierarchy even in small caps or caps or big caps.
Yeah. I like
And-
this
and
section.
bold.
That was good, Claudia. I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah. Totally.
So you have a super like accessible, so I have a background in occupational therapy. So I've worked with like a lot of visual impairments and like motor impairments and stuff. You have a very ADA accessible website. I'm sure your scoring on there would be pretty high. However, I'm guessing your target audience isn't they like visually impaired. I feel like if you were to do a box behind here, maybe in like, I don't know what your I don't know what your branding is. Your branding hasn't fully stuck out to me yet as far as colors or anything. So whatever your branding is, to have a square box behind like copy editing. So it just kind of shows like, okay, this is the copy editing section. And then proofreading would have a box as well, so that it kind of shows the delineation of the services. Anyone else have any comment? Everyone's awesome on here. Anyone else have any comments on the My Services page? All right, I'm gonna head over to About Me. All right, beautiful picture with a beautiful smile. I love that you tie in the chickens and a barn cat. All right, and is this the same font and the same color as the rest of the pages? To me, this looks more gray than it does black. If I click back over to My Services, that's very like black. And then if I
Yeah.
come over to About Me, it looks more gray.
Yeah, I wonder why that changed. Good point.
So you want to have ideally like two different fonts that are like your primary fonts. So like a heading font and then like a paragraph font. And you can add in some extra like scripty font or whatever for just some like target phrases or whatever. But otherwise you want to make sure that your font is the same all the way throughout your website. And ideally in like paragraphs like this, you want to make sure that they're the same colors. And you want to try to keep the most contrast that you can. So that like dark black with the white, so that it's easier on viewers' eyes to read.
Yeah, I thought it was black, so that's interesting that it that it's gray.
Okay, you have some good information in here. You tell a little bit about yourself, but you're not too in depth to give away like personal information so that you could be dealing with stalkers. I see a lot of people will list like their kids' names and ages and put up family photos and stuff. And I'm very, very against that, because if you make the wrong person upset, then you have a whole new issue on your plate. So, and your business generally isn't about your family. Even though everybody wants to get to know you, they want to know what's in your fridge, but they don't need to know who lives in your house. So, so what do I do? So I'm going to ask you, how is this different from what's on your first page?
This is snarkier. It's like more personality, like this page is who I am. This is who you're getting. I make all the little side comments and the parentheses, and it's just maybe a little more personal than less businessy, maybe.
Okay. Let me keep scrolling here before I say anything about that. So why you should work with me. Okay. So this is your about me page, right? So how is all of this? I don't feel like this is your about me. I feel like your about me should be like your personal story you had at top. Are you in any magazines or any online type articles or anything like that?
No, but what I've been hearing is that even though it's your about me page, it's still supposed to tell your potential client why you're the choice for them. So that's why it has things addressed to them, so that the whole thing just isn't me, and whatever. Right. So that's where I was coming from with that.
Okay. So, are you a member of Leap community?
Of what?
Of the Leap community?
Oh, no, this is my first
Oh,
time.
I'm putting on you hard on the first time.
Open in.
So like if you join the Leap community, I'm going to give a little pitch here. If you join the Leap community, then you're on Colleen's podcast and you do this Member Monday thing and you get a chance to do this. So you were just given a lot of online type content that you can place on this page. That people can go in and be like, oh, she's the real deal. Like her name is out there and she's doing all these things and she's on these podcasts. And there's other places that you can go to be on like a podcast guest speaker too. So a lot of people want that actual interaction, even if it's not with them, they want to see like, okay, that's what her personality is like in real life and how she sounds. And it just gives that like deeper connection. So this is a great place to showcase all of that kind of stuff. So it's still saying like, hey, like this is why you should work with me, but without having more reading, essentially.
Right.
And with putting your actual physical personality out there. So this is all great content. I just don't think this is necessarily the right place for it. And I'm gonna look in.
I would agree with that if I could just jump in. That
Yeah.
about me felt more like a sales page.
Yeah.
Than it did about you. If I was going to find out something about you, I might want to know why you have chickens, you know.
You get to if she's
why your emblem is a chicken, you know, that's a good story, you know.
Scroll all the way down to the bottom, Beth Ann.
See, that picture should be all the way up at the top.
At the top. Yeah.
Yeah.
So people love animals, any animal. So like as soon as you show them an animal, they're kind of hooked on finding out about you, because that really shows compassion and caring when they see you with any animal. It could be a rat for all they know, for all they care, you know, but people love animals. So yeah, I definitely moved that to the top.
Especially since it says I speak foul language, which is also one of your actual pages on here. It's just like an absolute perfect tie-in.
Yeah, and it also shows when you write about that and you write down here, this kind of stuff about the animals, and that you have this sense of humor, you
Mm.
know, that you bring to the word to, and can bring to their copy without you actually saying it. So you're showing them, you know, your expertise, you know, in that area.
And I
Thank you.
I love that your sass is coming through on like all these answers too. That's amazing. And then the same consistent footer, which is great. So yes, I think this, any other questions on this page or comments or anything?
I have a question.
Mhm.
So I said before, I haven't started with my website, but in that page, something about me is something that kind of I still don't know how to or what to write. You're saying that we should put something personal, kind of in my case, I would say that well, as an immigrant, I don't know, some people, I'm not saying that everybody, but some people, you know, don't enjoy immigrants. And so sometimes I have the theory with some strangers. I don't know why I don't have a Facebook page, even personal, because I have the theory that I'm sorry, I'm old fashioned, and people, when people know more about you, they have more arsenal to use it against you. So it's kind of being in a melting pot, not so very diverse melting pot. Sometimes you never know. So I'm sorry to say, and it sounds very funny, but she's lovely. I mean, Jenny is lovely. Look at her, she's so cute and all that. On the other hand, not everybody is like that, and not everybody looks cute and all that. So is, and not everybody likes a picture of me being friendly, being open, because the world, sorry to say, I know I sound very kind of a not very optimistical, but I am very optimistical, and I don't know, I think I expose myself, I make myself vulnerable. On the other hand, if I write a story about, oh, I'm an immigrant, I arrived here, blah blah blah, so many years ago, and blah blah blah, and this is how I ended up having this business, and yeah, that's what supposedly should be there, right? Kind of a little bit of a story of yourself and
Yeah.
how you got into the business and how you are trying to, you know, enjoy what you do while you're earning money, right? But still, I cannot bring myself to do that. That's the page that I struggled the most to write about, and I haven't done it because of that.
This is everybody's biggest struggle because there's not many people that like to write about themselves. So I do have a couple comments on that. I want you to embrace being authentically unique, and you spell unique YOUNIQUE. You need to be yourself. And if someone is not coming to you because you're an immigrant, then they are not your ideal client and you don't want to work with them anyways. So you just sifted and sorted. People are going to love you for you, and they're going to come to you for you. So I wouldn't hesitate about putting your picture out there, putting your story out there. What brought you to America? Like, what massive obstacle in your life did you overcome? Because there's no way that you came as an immigrant to the United States and didn't come over some like massive challenge. And that is going to speak to your perseverance and your integrity. And by having your picture on here and telling who you are building that trust with your ideal clients that are coming to you. If you don't have this information up there, like how do I know that you're really you? How do I know you're not catfishing me? So I do feel like this piece is absolutely vital, especially to integrate your branding, integrate who you are, and bring your ideal clients to you. Does that help you any?
Oh, you're totally right. I kind of I put in myself out there, and whoever is interested in someone that overcome the culture and the language barrier, maybe know something about languages. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, you will get your clients that you're meant to have, and anyone that doesn't want you because of that reason, they're not for you. I mean, there's enough of us out there, and unfortunately, yeah, that's the world we live in. Everybody's judgmental, and if they're going to be judgmental, then they can keep going. So,
Thank you for those kind words.
of course, of course. All right, we're going to move on to the client love page, and I love that you have quotes and all this stuff. However, I don't want to scroll down through all that. I would love to see you have like a picture. I love that you have their faces. Have like a picture, the start of it, and then like ... read more. And it could take you in like another page of all of the full reviews or something, but so that I can look and I'm not like, okay, there's, but I would look and I'd be like, wow, there's like 15 faces right in front of me that have amazing things to say about her. People don't mind clicking, they do mind scrolling. But yes, I absolutely love that you have this page. I love that you call it client love. It's really cute. Nice work here.
Can
I
I just,
want them spread out on the other pages, but yet again, I don't know how to get them there.
yeah, well, yeah, and what I was gonna say is that they're too long. So people just really want, like, Jenny is an invaluable resource to my business. She's reliable, easy work with, blah. And I would stop at responsive and go ...
Yeah,
because
that's the first time I've heard
that's
that.
what people want to, all the other stuff is like, they're like glazed over after that. That they just want to know that you're reliable, easy to work with, professional and responsive, period. That's all they need to know. And then, and that makes it an easier fit for you.
Yeah, now I got to figure that out. I appreciate that.
You are.
So then the other thing here, I love that you have like the gray blocks, but again, this does not look bold black to me. This looks gray right here.
Somebody else set it up and I just filled it in. So I'll try to figure out how to do that.
Yeah. But so far, all of your buttons work, which is impressive, because that's quite often another issue is like buttons go to the wrong places or they don't go anywhere at all. So now we're going to scoot over to foul language. I need to wrap this up, don't I, Colleen? Okay. So looking at foul language, you have, this is all of your newsletters, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And that is not how I'd like it to look. But again, somebody set that up and I just have to live with it right now.
Yeah. So what I love most with newsletters is having like a little picture that kind of like encapsulated what the newsletter was about. And then they can click on that picture and it leads them to the newsletter. I like that you have the writing here with just like a brief entry, but once again, people just don't read. So and then your contact me page. I love the let's get this clucking party started. That's just amazing. I would find a way to get your email address and your phone number up there. I know it's in your footer, but to have it again up here, because not everybody wants to schedule this. Some people just want to email you. So just having every accessible possible way to be there. That was like a really quick 2 pages, sorry. Any last minute, like quick questions or anything?
No, I was just gonna say it looks really good. I think you've done a good job. I mean, other than just, little things, but I think you did a really good job, especially if you have not done this before. I know WordPress has got to be a bear to work with. Unfortunately, years ago it wasn't, but it's gotten way too, I guess, what would you say, technical now? It's like it's trying to keep up with the Joneses or something.
So the
Yeah.
only other tip I'd love to give everybody, when you go through and you Google yourself, I have found a lot of people, they had a website from like 20 years ago, or they sold a business and all their information is still tied with that. So when you do your Google search, literally click on everything with your name. You'll have a Yelp page that you never even created. And so just go through and make sure everything's correct. And I've seen a lot of people that'll have like 4 different phone numbers listed because they started with their personal phone number and switched it over and had a fax number and then they took it out. So really just going in, and even though those sites might not be relevant to you anymore, you want to make sure that the information in there is, in case that's how somebody got to you.
Kim just asked a good question, which is the question I was going to ask before we stop the recording, which is, what do you do how do you fix it if it is on there?
It depends on where it came from. So like if it's LinkedIn that comes up and it has the wrong information, then you have to go to LinkedIn. There's other like private companies that will list your website. You have to contact that private company.
Okay.
And just like, hey, this information isn't right anymore. Please fix it or whatever.
So we're
That's
tracking it
going
back to the original source and then going to that original source to have it fixed or removed. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And thank
I'm
you
gonna